Is our top story tonight at 5 o'clock. And both presidential campaigns, they are actually making 2 Atlanta stops over the next 2 days.
They are. Republican vice presidential candidate JD Vance is in Metro Atlanta tonight, and Democrat Tim Walz will be here tomorrow. The visit from JD Vance is the first since the apparent assassination attempt against his running mate, former President Donald Trump.
We do have live team coverage for you tonight, and we want to get things started with 11 Alive's Doug Richards, who is on our political team. And Doug, you're live for us in Cobb tonight.
So, Doug, what are we learning about his visit today?
Well, JD Vance is here at the Faith and Freedom Coalition meeting, and it's worth noting, of course, that the Faith and Freedom Coalition is a pretty influential group, not only at the state capitol, but also around the state. Pro-choice groups may have been more visible at the Capitol when lawmakers passed restrictive abortion legislation in 2019. But behind the scenes, the Faith and Freedom Coalition was among the conservative groups winning enough votes to pass the controversial legislation which Governor Brian Kemp signed. And when Donald Trump appointed 3 Supreme Court justices, the heartbeat bill became law when the court overturned Roe v. Wade.
We are unapologetically pro-life, but being pro-life doesn't mean you're not pro-women. We are pro-life because we are pro-women. We're pro-family. We want to see life expanded. The left are the extremists on the life issue.
Republican vice presidential candidate JD Vance is expected to sound that and other conservative themes when he speaks to the Faith and Freedom Coalition tonight. In 2020, we watched Faith and Freedom Coalition volunteers canvassing neighborhoods in Cobb County in what it described as a voter education drive. This year, the group's executive director says its volunteers have already knocked on nearly 300,000 doors in Georgia.
It couldn't be clearer, the contrast.
Democrat Josh McLaurin says it's fitting that Vance is headlining the Faith and Freedom Coalition meeting.
Well, let's be clear. Brian Kemp and JD Vance are headlining a Faith and Freedom Coalition dinner because they are all on the same team, which is to restrict and criminalize abortion care in this state and around the country.
So we do know that abortion is going to be a very big issue, especially for this group. Doug, I want to ask you this. So this is JD Vance's 3rd time in Georgia since he was announced as a VP pick. In terms of voter impact here, how significant is his speech tonight in a room of those who are part of what people call the meat, very strong in faith-based values and very conservative?
Well, these are folks who are already clearly sold on the Trump-Vance ticket, but what you get here is a room full of what young people might call influencers, people who would be more inclined than most to make phone calls, knock on doors, and have a multiplier effect that the campaign's looking for.
All right, 11 Alive's Doug Richards for us. Doug, thank you so much.